Gotta get out of here.
This is just PTSD. It's all right, bro. It's all right.
Just pull one highlight. Just show me one highlight.
I do. It's called 73. It was
no
hawk hunting season.
In the All-Star game. In the All-Star game.
We just shot the Hawks down.
When the lights were on and...
Okay, sir. We are back. Mr. OK.
Mr. Okida
Mr. Okida himself. And I got a name for you. And you know what?
Been waiting for this.
And you know what, though? The best part about this is that you are actually in the perfect attire, the perfect setup for this name.
So people going to think that we set this up. So you need to give a little context.
No, we didn't set this up, right?
For why I'm wearing it.
So while you're wearing this, we have some in-studio audience members today. Members, plural.
Some
youngins.
Don't have school tomorrow because it's a holiday.
That's right. So they get to enjoy this live session of, learning how the pod comes together.
Yeah. And the one that, I may be responsible for.
The one that came with you, goes home with you.
Me, and I don't know, may go
the one you
me.
feed.
We'll see. The one I'm legally responsible for.
That's right.
Decided he wanted to throw his glasses on me. Like,
he put his touch
I wasn't gonna. He didn't think I was gonna do it. So it's like a dare. Like, and once you tell dad, like, oh, he's not gonna do something.
You don't know anybody. Come on, you got to know better than that.
Yeah, no.
Can't call dad out.
So dad's gonna wear it. So here we are. Glasses,
Here we are with the glasses, and with that all being said, right, the name actually fits perfect with this whole setup. I was so happy to see it. I'm like, oh man, this name's gonna fit perfect. So you ready for your name? Right, this is like the it's the coming of the name, right? Finally,
we gotta make sure the name fits. So
the name fits. The name fits. There's no doubt the name fits.
Okay.
And I wanted to make it so it fits with your love for wrestling, the personality, right, all that, because it has to fit you,
right? And
I think this is so you.
Okay.
And this name is about a wrestler who used to wrestle back in the day, does not wrestle anymore. And he had a lot of swagger to him. This man came out with swagger. And when I say his name, you're going to know. But it's not actually his name, but that swagger, you're going to know exactly where I'm going with this.
Okay.
And all I got to say one thing for his name.
Is this the nickname?
It's not his nickname.
Oh.
You want your name first?
Yeah, let's go with the nickname first.
Okay. So your name that I came up with is... You are Mr. Chico Suave.
Oh, my.
Mr. Chico Suave, baby.
What?
You already know where I'm going with this. You know.
I know you're going Razor Ramon with it.
Correct. But you know where the other first part of that comes from.
I don't know if my wife will like that one.
Hey, listen. You didn't get we didn't get ours clear. Hey, listen.
Oh,
you're Mr. Chico Suave. You're Mr. CS from now on.
We might need to run that one through the board.
Nope. It's non-negotiable.
You have to run that through the board.
Non-negotiable. Mr. Chico Suave. Hey, Antonio, can you put a toothpick in my man's mouth right there? Like Rico, Razor Ramon used to come out with?
Hey, yo.
That's right. Hey, yo.
The slick back hair.
And you just need that leather vest.
How did you come
with Chico Suave?
Damn Chico Suave.
Hey, you know what? I can't say it on the pod, but I'll let you know after we stop airing.
Bro, that sounds worse. No.
Yeah, Chico Suave.
No.
You missed the Chico Suave from now on.
Oh my God.
And we're gonna go from there.
We go. Oh gosh.
I just need the toothpick now.
I'm gonna get killed for this one. I might not make it back here. So
Mr. OK, Mr. CS, right? Okida and Chico Suave. That's the duo. So, sir, we are here together today. We just finished watching the 2024 All-Star Game.
We did.
We got to watch the festivities of throughout the weekend, the dunk contest, 3-point, that one matchup with Steph and Sabrina.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a whole lot of, I didn't get a chance to watch the skills competition.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I missed anything.
Not really.
And the celebrity game.
Yeah.
Or the Rising Stars game.
Okay. The celebrity game.
Oh yeah, it's like that. So I'm gonna let you fill us in on that. But
before we get started, real quick. Yeah. So number one, is this not one of the best times of the year? You got the Super Bowl and All-Star weekend back to back.
Yes.
Back to back to back.
That's right.
Love it. And then we had the NFL Pro Bowl,
Pro Bowl.
with the skills challenges.
You
the
still
flag
watch that?
football game.
People still watch that?
It's actually kind of fun. Like
Is it?
I always enjoyed the NFL like challenges, right? To
That's
see the
what-
quarterbacks
exactly.
without pads,
Yes.
throwing at targets,
target
and stuff.
practice, yeah.
That stuff was always fun for me. More fun than the game.
Yeah.
And then the flag football game is not actually that bad. It's really
Okay. I enjoy dodgeball.
because it's I think it's relatable to the dodgeball is fun too, but it's also relatable to what we're probably going to talk about with the NBA game in terms of the appearance or non-appearance of defense. But anyway,
They play defense?
but before we get started, just on a maybe not so lighthearted note, I think one of the things that we did with the last episode was we recorded it with our reactions to the Super Bowl, but it was before the Super Bowl parade.
Right.
And a Super Bowl parade is supposed to be a moment,
Celebration.
to celebrate for the city. And yeah, Kansas City has got one. This isn't the first time they're going through to celebrate, but some folks decided to unfortunately take the festivities of the parade into their own hands and just senselessly open up fire in the middle of the parade. And a number of folks injured, dead. I mean, it's just sad, man. It's just like it goes back to the same, like every time that there's some kind of mass shooting at these.
Right.
Like you can't go anywhere. You can't go to church. You can't go to school. You can't go to the movies. You can't go to a nightclub. You can't go to a freaking
any public gathering.
A celebration, right? Like a championship celebration where you would think if there's anything that's going to unite everybody, right? It would be celebrating a championship for the city. And then even that you're subject to assault rifles though. Like that's crazy. Like
I mean,
assault rifles.
Bro, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's just crazy.
Just don't have an
we
answer.
just wanted to acknowledge and give our condolences from Think RBA to all those that were affected. And there's been a lot of good that the Chiefs have done and some of the individual players and even Taylor Swift and all the attention she got. And she's used that to help some of the victims too. So just shout out to them and just prayers up and condolences for all those that were impacted by some senseless violence.
Absolutely.
It's getting ridiculous.
I mean, it's been ridiculous. It's been ridiculous. And it's just,
but it's getting ridiculous.
Yes, absolutely.
The more like it's just, you can almost like guarantee in any big gathering that something might happen. Like your chances of it happening now are much more increased than what it used to be.
Right.
And it's just getting ridiculous.
So we only pray that it stops. Like stops, not slows down. It stops
completely.
So
so just wanted to start off a little somber, but
somber.
we couldn't go on. There's enough gap in between our episodes. We couldn't go on and not address it. So
great, agree.
Okay, so back to the NBA.
Yeah.
So celebrity game, bro. Dude, yeah, you missed it. I was sending you all the highlights. Puka.
I saw Puka's highlights.
Puka was dunking.
Highlights.
Micah Parsons was done. Micah Parsons, man, I would love to see him and Myles Garrett go at it.
Oh yeah, it's like that.
He put up 37 points.
Oh wow, okay.
Micah Parsons got MVP, 37 points. Okay. Micah and Puka were on the same team. It was crazy. It was crazy. The highlights galore. They also had they had that YouTube baller too, Tristan Jazz or whatever. Okay, but he's like the white kid with the blonde, curly hair, whatever. Yeah. Well, he balled out too. He had like 27 and 7 and 8 rebound. Like and he put a stat line up. I was like, sheesh. Okay. Nah, you definitely missed. You didn't collectively within the game. You didn't miss anything, but just I think the highlights. You definitely missed a few things. So
maybe I'll go back and catch up on it.
Yeah, I mean you gotta get at least a little mini recap.
I did see the highlights of Puka with that interception and that throwdown after that. That was nice.
And then he had another throwdown, and then the guy who has the long jump record also had a crazy throwdown. Okay. And then Micah was just like out there to dominate. Out there to dominate. 37 points in a celebrity game.
Nice. Well,
nuts.
That's a catch up one I'll do in some free time. Then there was the Rising Stars game.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one.
No, yeah, I didn't watch it either.
No.
Although I did hear, I think was it the Rising Stars is a little different. I believe they do it it's like a tournament style where they do it right, where it's teams.
It's like 4 different teams. Yeah,
correct.
Through. Yeah.
And I heard that was it Wemby lost?
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
And I think the Pacers squad won. Tyrese, yeah. Those guys.
No, that was the skills.
That was skills. I'm sorry. Forgive me. So so I don't know about Rising Stars. Then.
But the MVP was of the Rising Stars was from the Pacers. It was Benedict. Mathurin. So
got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So it was a Pacers themed weekend.
Clearly.
Because then going into Rising Stars,
right.
the Pacers team won, but man, it was close.
Yeah.
It was between them and the All Stars, which was Trey, Scotty Barnes, and Tyrese Maxey.
Oh, it's your boy Scotty.
Yeah. So the first event was the relay. And on the relay, the Team Pacers won. But man, that's because Scotty, man.
Yeah.
It's the most awkward basketball play. He's the most awkward all-star
really?
that I've ever seen. He got the ball and then bounced it off of his leg and just like had to go get it, come back, lost like a good 10 seconds off of our time. And we would have been right up there with the Pacers, thinking that the next team was going to come in and do better. And then that was like somebody else. It was Ant Edwards. Who was it else?
I wouldn't even know.
Oh man, it was like it was the number one picks, Paolo, Ant, and I forget who the third one was.
Okay.
But like they went the wrong way through the thing, got a violation, so they messed up. So anyway, Pacers won the first one, nonetheless. And then they won the second one, which was the passing. Barely.
Okay.
They had to go to a tiebreaker.
In the skills competition?
Passing. So they tied with the Trey score wise with Trey and them. And then they went back and they beat them by like 2.
Okay.
In the do-over.
Okay.
It was like 74-74 the first time. And then Trey and them pushed it up to 94 in the second round. I was like, oh yeah, no, there's no way. Of course the Pacers 96.
Of course they did.
Of course. Got a little home cooking too.
Okay.
Questionable, maybe
a little WWE-ish.
It was a little questionable, maybe outside of the clock. But then Trey and them killed the shooting one.
Okay.
Shooting one.
It should have.
So it was 200 each going into the last event, and it was the half court shots.
Okay.
And it was weird because Trey and them, like, they're all shooting at the same time. And it was messing up each other's rhythm instead of just going one at a time as fast as you can through.
Yeah.
So I think that strategy kind of messed them up.
Okay, interesting. Then we had the 3-point shootout.
Man.
Then we had after that was Steph and Sabrina.
Yeah.
And then dunk, right?
Yeah.
But let's go to 3-point. That I did watch.
So,
and man.
So now I'm gonna let you start with your reactions first, since I got the other two.
Okay, when I saw 3-point contest, man, that's for me. That's the highlight event, right? Because the dunk contest is right. It's just.
Did you hear that little debate between
what's that?
Between Kenny and Reggie?
What's that?
About the 3-point should be the last event?
Oh, agreed.
And
hands down.
And that Kenny was like, nobody stands for the 3-point. Nobody stands for the 3-point. And then when it got to where it got, and we'll get there, Reggie was like, look at everybody standing, Kenny. Look at everybody standing, Kenny.
Right. Because that's the highlight event. Clearly, it's the highlight, especially when you got the best shooters in the league shooting.
Well, not only that, but like, there's not a whole lot of dunks we haven't seen.
Correct.
It's really hard
Absolutely.
to get that excitement level back to where,
right.
Every once in a while we get a Zach or a
Zach
and Aaron Gordon, but to get that consistently is not going to happen. But the shooting, see, I think that they should expand the 3-point contest and make it a more marquee event.
Absolutely. I was actually thinking that Mountain Dew one, that whatever, the starry ball, whatever now, they need to push it further back.
Yes. It's not even far enough back.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
They need to push it even further back.
Yep. Have a half court ball too.
And we're going to get to that, why there should be a half court ball. Because it was proven tonight why there should be a half court ball. But when I saw the lineup, I was like, oh, this is actually a pretty decent, competitive field of these guys going at it. And when I saw Dame in it, man, I was like, oh, it's it. Dame, Trey, our boy Matt, his boy Cat.
Cat. I mean, Cat won it 2 years ago.
Yes, he did win it. So it was very, one of those things that you're like, all right, this is a power lineup. I want to see these guys can shoot.
Right.
You got a big shooter. You got regular shooters, or not regular, but like elite, normal guard size shooters.
I mean, even Laurie marketed. I mean,
yes.
He almost won it last year.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So when I saw that, I was like, all right, this is going to be good. It's going to be good. And after the first round, the guys you expected to see move forward did move forward.
Yep.
Right? You got Trey. We had...
they had a 3-way, 4-way tie at 26.
Yes, they did. Tyrese was in it, right?
Yeah.
Tyrese was in it. You had Trey. Dame was in it. And Dame, it was like a last minute like clutch shot that he made.
Clutch shot.
Because if he didn't make it, it would have been a 4-way tie, I believe. Right. And he got to the last spot.
No, they did have a 4-way tie. Because they all had to shoot again.
But then Dame got to the last spot and he missed 4 in a row.
Oh yeah.
And made his last money ball to take him over.
That was the next round. That was the win it. That was because they had a 4-way tie after the first round. They all had to go again. And Trey went first, and he like set the bar up high at like 25 again or something like that. And then they had that was to figure out who the 3 were that were going to move on.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that was fun. It was awesome, especially with like the suspense with Dame's last shot, like because he was killing it. Then he hit the last spot and he started brick. I'm like, what's going on here? Right. And he finally made the money ball. And like, all right, there we go. But the drama behind it, like, are we going to go into like, is Trey going to win the whole thing? Are we going to have an overtime? What are we doing here? And then, but he came through and, Dame, it was Dame time.
Man.
It was Dame time.
But when he bricked those last 4, and I was like, oh, Trey really going, like, it was so, and I'm like, but he had enough time where he didn't have to rush that last shot. And it was one of those just like, it goes up and time slows down.
Yep.
Like,
yep.
Damn. But I was
damn.
Yeah.
Time.
But I was at least proud of Trey's effort because the first time he got knocked out early. It was bad.
I think though it was the first time it was the nerves, right? And now that he's used to it, boom.
I think he needs to give one more.
One more in?
Yeah.
I think he needs to leave with winning 1.
Yeah.
He needs to get 1 under his belt. Right? And he's an elite shooter.
And he almost did.
Correct.
So,
he almost did. But
he
he lost to the right guy. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Had he lost to like somebody else, then it'd be a different story. Yes. But he lost to the right guy.
Yeah. Like if you're gonna lose, it's to Dame.
It's to Dame, right? Or Steph. Those are 2 guys you lose to.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I can live with that. It's respectable.
And getting out of the first round, being in the final 2,
correct.
Like only barely getting beat by 1 on the last shot.
Right.
I can live with that.
You know, one thing though I noticed with the 3-point contest was that you really get to see someone's form. Because normally in a game, there's so much going on. You're like you're focused on a lot of people, like the movement, whatever. And usually when guys catch the ball, they catch it with a defender. They're moving, fading, whatever. 3-point contest is totally different.
So different.
It's not that, he's a 3-point shooter. No, not really, because it's different type of 3-point shooting.
Yep.
And you're pulling the ball off a rack.
Right.
Right. It's one of those type of things. You're running around, there's time, you're setting up. There's a lot of like other elements to it. So you really got to hyper focus on someone's shooting form.
Yes.
And normally you wouldn't see this. And the one that really stood out to me was Donovan Mitchell.
I knew exactly where you were going.
Right. And his shooting form was really odd for me because normally when you shoot, you kind of bring your feet together, like almost like KD, right? Or like Steph, you bring your feet together, not fully, but shoulder width apart.
Right.
His base was like really wide.
Really wide. And also they mentioned too, when they showed the graphic that normally you want your toes pointed towards the basket and his were. No, you don't. His were pointed in the complete opposite direction.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Cause he was so wide apart. Like it's almost like they're facing opposite.
Yeah.
Right. Or normally, let's say you're at the basket. If I'm shooting, my feet would be a little bit this way. If I'm a right-handed shooter, be a little bit angled. But with him though, it was just like this really weird, Matt, you're not going to like this. Almost like you were saying earlier, right? Matt kind of shoots like the wide base, wide legs.
But it was like, it wasn't even a wide base to start. It was like a wide base to finish. It was weird. It was like he was jumping out.
Correct.
It was weird.
Correct.
It was weird. And how much energy do you expend?
I mean, he is built like a tank.
But still.
But yeah, it's just not a normal. But then you could say the same thing about Halliburton, right? Like his shot is not, it's unorthodox.
Yeah, but plenty of players have had unorthodox releases. That's different.
Yeah.
But the base
is usually right.
Like that base is what gets you the power.
That's
and
where it starts from. The rhythm.
So, like you can, if you get a consistent base, you can deal with the weird release as long as it's comfortable for you.
Yeah.
But it's if your base is weird, like I don't know how he shoots like that. That's crazy.
I don't either. But apparently he's in 3-point contest.
I mean,
but
he's a scorer.
Yeah, he's a scorer.
And he can hit threes, but I don't think he's an elite 3-point shooter.
Correct.
And I could be wrong. And everybody will come after me with all the stats.
Well, you know what?
He's not in my top 10.
Results don't lie.
If you were to be like piece together the top 10 shooters, 3-point shooters, I'm not gonna be thinking about him.
Correct. He's not coming up in that conversation.
Up. No.
Yeah. So that was a 3-point contest. Then we moved on to Steph and Sabrina's 1v1.
That was awesome.
The best WNBA shooter who set the record with some absurd 30-something.
Yes.
And Steph, the greatest shooter to ever touch a basketball, right? Ever. So, yeah, it was one of those. It was awesome. It was the marquee matchup, right? Everyone, that's what we're waiting for. And the way that's set up, bro, they let Sabrina go first. And they only got one round.
Yes, one round.
Just one round. So it's all or nothing. You don't get a second chance at this.
I think they should have made Steph go first, in my opinion.
I would have liked to see 2 rounds. I just want to see them shoot. But it was so beautiful to watch the 2 best shooters release and form. You could see, the form speaks for itself.
Yep.
Why they're such great shooters. There was so much textbook shooting form with it.
Right.
Yeah, there's a reason why they're great at what they do. And she scored 26, I believe, which was
it was the number of the night.
And it was what the men did earlier, right? So she could have competed in that.
She would have been right in there with the men.
Right. Granted, range. Though it's a WNBA ball she was using.
So what?
But either way.
So what?
Take that aside.
That matter of fact, that's actually, I'm going to save that.
Yeah, save that. Take that aside. And then Steph came out, I bet, right? 26. Now I really got to step it up. He came out with 29.
Still, he needed every little bit too.
He did.
It was one of those, I was like, oh, he might not get it.
Correct. In the beginning, he didn't start off hot.
Right. It came down right to the end. He caught a little fire.
And then after he made his last 2, he started dancing. I'm like, yeah, see, he's the GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT. That's why he's also her idol. She went up against her idol.
I mean, how cool is that? No.
That's awesome.
So can I go in now?
Yeah, sure.
So that was historic, and it was one of the best moments in All-Star history.
Agreed, 100%.
I don't know how we haven't heard from Kenny Smith yet, because was it Reggie that he was commentating with during there? They completely ruined the moment. Completely ruined the moment. Missed the mark. Got into conversation about dolls.
Oh.
They were talking about how I think it was Kenny who was like, oh, she should have been able to shoot from the NBA WNBA line instead of the NBA line if she was using the WNBA ball.
They got controversial.
The point is not about making it easier or adjusting it for her. The point was that she got it somewhat similar to the men's.
Right.
She shot the ball that she normally does, but she shot it from a different range.
Correct.
And the fact is she kept up with the men.
Correct.
That should have been the story.
Absolutely.
And I thought that it definitely got overshadowed. And I thought that it was a little irresponsible.
Agreed. 100%.
Of them with the commentary. It was like, don't make this about. It was like they were making them about.
It was the glass was half empty with them.
Yeah.
Versus half full, right?
Right.
That's the perspective they came with it.
Just be positive about it.
Correct.
And look at it from the fact that, she almost beat one of the best shooters.
Right.
She probably could have beat any other shooter that was in that competition.
Absolutely.
Including Dame.
That was a historic moment. And so you're trying to push the WNBA, but yet you missed the opportunity to push the WNBA.
The whole point is about elevating the women's game.
Correct.
And the commentators that they chose to do that failed. Miserably.
They did.
Miserably failed.
They did. Unfortunately. Although I will say, when I heard her interview afterwards,
dude,
she killed it.
Oh,
that was amazing.
Dude, she's great.
Yeah, her response was amazing.
And
she knew what that moment meant.
Yeah.
And she really provided a very beautiful response to it. Steph, great job with him, how he handled it as always, right?
Yeah.
So no, I mean the commentators, you're right, botched the whole thing.
It was like, why are we talking about playing with dolls?
Correct.
She's a basketball player. What are we doing? Right.
So can we move forward now?
I don't know. I still have heartburn on that one, but it's just
it is.
It's so irresponsible. And And this is like inside the NBA. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I guess
you had a higher standard.
Being a fan and listening to Kenny, not Reggie as much, but like Kenny specifically, had higher expectations.
Agreed,
for him,
100%.
He just completely missed the mark.
100%, and that's why I was asking to move on, because keeping up with the botched theme.
Okay.
Because the dunk contest.
Oh my God.
That whole botch theme got transferred to the judges.
Yeah, that was botchmania. You know, stick with wrestling.
Right.
You talk about NBA is WWE.
Yeah.
We saw that.
Yeah, we definitely saw
live and in color.
Yes. I was actually joking with my son about how there should be a criteria to be a judge. You had to have been in the dunk contest to be a judge.
So that takes Gary out.
Takes a few people out sometimes, right? Depending on the year. But not in this
one. I think he was the only non-dunker.
He may have been.
Because even that other guy who gave the ridiculously low score, he was in the very first dunk contest.
Right. So
he won it too.
So that's why I wanted to put a little caveat on it. That you had to have been in the dunk contest within the last 10 to 15 years to be a judge in a dunk contest. Right? And we don't want repeat judges either. To keep it fresh.
Dominique's pretty fresh.
No, Neek's good. Well, see, Neek is known as a GOAT dunker.
Yeah.
Now, if you just been in a dunk contest, like, I would love to see Nate Robinson. He would have been a great one. Like Dwight Howard. Those kind of guys. Like, who've had those type of dunks at those
Zach
levels.
Levine.
He's in the league right now. I don't know if they'll bring him out for that. Because then you can get the whole, like, I play against this guy. I got maybe some feelings coming in. You got to be a little bit removed.
Yeah.
So there should be some eligibility, some criteria to be a judge, one. And the dunk contest, although it was actually, I liked it, but the way it was handled was very unlikable. I did not like the way they handled it. I love the fact that they allowed a G League, the repeat, like Mac McClung, to come in and, defend his title.
Yep.
That was awesome. But the way they were judging, like, it was, you could see there was something going on. There's like this like WWE script.
Yeah.
I didn't get the script there. But there was definitely a script at play.
Yeah.
And I really thought the script was going to play out in a very bad way. But luckily, it didn't. But the whole thought about, swapping the 3-point in the dunk contest really made sense after that fact.
Yes.
So
there was way more drama.
Yes.
With the 3-point contest than there was the dunk contest.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous. It was WWE-ish.
It was. I don't know how deep we're going to go into this and breaking it down or not. But at the end of the day, my final thought that I was left with was Mac ain't coming back.
Nope.
And he's the best dunker.
Correct.
But to come back and try to do a three-peat, why would he? Like, he had that look in his eyes.
Yep. He was angry. He looked upset.
He looked disappointed. Like, they really tried. Like, they really tried. They really tried.
Right.
Where they were trying to push, I think, Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown. Yep.
He's an all-star. And no, he's not as good of a dunker as this kid from the G League.
Correct.
Point blank, period.
Correct. 100%. And just because you may be in your feelings about a G Leaguer coming in beating NBA players, just up your game.
I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, it was a different vibe.
The thing that I didn't like was, okay, so the rules are put in place.
Yep.
You get a minute 30 to do all your theatrics and set everything up and all of that, right? And you get 3 attempts. So if you go and try to do something crazy and don't land it on the first attempt, but you do it perfectly on the second attempt, why are the judges penalized?
Yes, you're penalized.
Because otherwise, then don't give them 3 attempts.
Correct.
Just give them a minute and a half.
Correct.
You get 1 attempt and that's it.
Right.
But that's where I think the NBA needs to crack down.
Yes.
When they're preparing these judges to say, listen, if you're going to judge a dunk of 49, if they make it on the first, you got to judge it a 49 if they make it on the second.
Right.
Because that's ridiculous. That dunk that he had, he got like a 46 on.
Yeah. Oh.
Like, no, that was a 50. That was 50 across the board.
So just for the audience, like, so you, myself, and Matt were actually on a group chat, right? Live chatting while it was happening, the commentating on it. And it was just a whole bunch of like, WTF, right? Like, what's going on? What's happening? What, like, this? It's rigged, and all caps. Like, so it was a bunch of that, which is what I feel like, kind of like half of America may have been doing.
Yep.
Who was watching? Like, what is going on? This makes no sense. And especially for the guy that's killing it, who did a new dunk.
Right.
And he didn't even get a 50 on the new one. The first one he did, where he grabbed the ball, let it go, and then got it back.
Nobody's ever seen that before.
While jumping over somebody? Like, I'm sorry.
Even Dame was talking about it. He's like,
yeah. And you never seen it.
Nobody's ever done it.
We always talk about, everything's been seen. He showed you something that's never been seen.
But he didn't do it on the first one, so he gets a 46.
So why give him that 90 seconds?
No, not even the 90 seconds. Why give the attempt?
Correct. Why the 3 attempts, right? Don't panic. So that was disappointing. It was disappointing.
Very disappointing.
So I'm not going to go further into it unless you have something else to add to it.
No, but so far we're on a theme other than the shooting 3-point contest. It was pretty disappointing.
Yes, yeah, disappointment was the thing. And to keep that theme further going.
Oh, gosh. The monstrosity we just watched.
So the All-Star game.
211 points. Bruh.
Yeah. That was so I know you told me I was commentating, you're like, Hak, hold it for the episode.
I did. I kept saying it. Hold it.
And my takeaway from the whole thing was, because I grew up watching, like those All-Star games when like Michael and those guys would compete. They would compete. And they were fun to watch. Right? The early Kobe ones. Even when Kobe was in it. The CP was in it. They want to win. And it got tight. So this was the complete opposite of that. This was like a scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like we were at the YMCA playing kids and they're just kind of like exchanging buckets for fun.
Yeah.
And then we were thinking, all right, maybe fourth quarter, they'll turn it up. Yeah, it was horrific. But the best part about the All-Star game, I'll say, is that the shooting, right? Again, 3-point
the shooting. Yeah.
Like
even the dunks were like,
correct. And Dame, once again, proved why he is who he is, right? It's Dame time. This man literally said, I'm gonna stop here at the half court line and I'm gonna rise up from here. I'm gonna do it twice today. And I'm gonna drain twice of them. I'm not even gonna attempt more than 2. And I'm gonna make both of them.
And they were both wet.
Bro, they didn't even hit the rim. I don't think they touched the rim. He didn't even lean forward. Like, you gotta know how much strength you have to be able to do something like that. Like, this is another reason why we should pull the starry ball back.
Yeah. For
people like that, right? Yeah. Or have that half court shot for people like that.
Yeah.
To really highlight their elite shooting.
Right.
So, but overall, like, I loved that Tyrese Halliburton was shining, right? It was an indie. I loved how Dame was shining. I wasn't pleased with the MVP. I think maybe Tyrese performed better from a statistical standpoint in terms of like better shooting percentages and all that. Didn't attempt as many shots.
Dame razzled and dazzled.
He did. I
like the fact that the crowd did not care if it was last night or this night. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
It was WWE-ish. Absolutely. All forums. They're like,
yes.
They were booing Jaylen Brown.
Yep.
They were booing. They booed when Tyrese didn't get the MVP.
Yes.
Booing the judges. I was like, oh, this is a good crowd.
But Indiana, that crowd is like,
yeah. I mean, dude, Indiana basketball, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't come there and half-ass it.
Exactly.
You got to go.
Exactly.
So yeah. No. I mean, I'm not mad at the MVP. I mean, I think it was very close. Mm-hmm. Cat had a 50 burger too.
50.
But a lot of those were a lot of wide open.
I bet Matt was happy on that one.
Yeah, but I think the level of difficulty for Dame to get where he got was it was the razzle and dazzle. I have no issues with that.
No,
with that MVP.
No, I don't either. But Tyrese did come out swinging, and it was fun to see. Oh, this guy's going for it.
Yeah,
first All-Star, and he's like,
I'm 4 in a row.
Yeah,
that's wet.
Four in a row in less than maybe less than 2 minutes.
Less than 2 minutes. Yeah,
that was crazy. So that's some way to open. Bron didn't play much.
No,
I think he's in his old man mode. Like, I'm gonna let the youngsters do it.
Yep.
Steph did with Steph.
Hold on. We can't talk about Bron being here and then gloss over the fact that he's in his 20th straight All-Star game. The only All-Star game he has not made in his career was his rookie year.
Yes.
Like,
it's crazy, man.
20
he was in the Rising Stars
game
that year.
Jeez. Like, bro.
That's insane.
That's sick. Again, when we talk about these GOAT conversations, like, the consistency of greatness just can't be unmatched.
So even with that, I want to add something to that. 20 years straight, that's something. But not as just an all-star. as the captain.
Like he's
as the best all-star.
Correct.
Amongst the all-stars.
The leading vote getter,
forget the votes. Even talent level.
Yeah.
As the best.
Yeah.
That's sick, man. That's insane. That level of consistency is I feel like unprecedented.
Right.
So
again, like it's those GOAT conversations one day are gonna be when he actually does leave and things calm down.
Yeah.
I think those GOAT conversations are gonna be real difficult.
We'll see. But haters are gonna hate. They're gonna find a way to hate.
They always do.
They always, right?
They do. They were doing that in the game a little bit because certain players have a bias against them from the fans and the media and the league. They kind of have a villainous personality, and so we had a little of that in the room because Trey hasn't played yet. Trey hasn't played yet, but let me tell you, my boy had more positive plays than Luka did. Luka had a botched layup. He had
how many points did Trey have?
It was 5 versus 7. What are we talking about?
There we go.
Luka had
7 is greater than 5.
How many highlight plays did Luka have?
0. No.
Zero.
See, now this is biased right there.
Zero is not biased.
No, this is biased because let me remind you, sir. Let me remind you, if you may not have remembered. Oh, it is biased because I will remind you since you have conveniently ignored the fact that when that one play where Luka and Jokic were coming down the court playing volleyball with each other.
That was fun.
That was beautiful.
It was fun, but it's not a highlight play.
Oh no, it is.
No, it's
that is
okay.
And because that's the future.
Bro,
if them two team up, that's a future of what you could see.
No, that's a fun.
And that's beautiful.
No, that's a cute little moment in time. It was fun. You of all people.
So you know what this is.
You of all people.
I figured it out.
To pull that soft ass moment out and try to use
I figured it out.
Nah.
I figured it out.
Let's go on NBA.com later and let's see. I'm gonna try everybody. Go on NBA.com. Pull out one Luka highlight. Because there weren't any.
So I got this. He
botched a layup. He tried to throw a dunk to himself. Got stuffed by the rim.
That's not what he does. I don't know why he did that.
And then Trey went in there and he done nutmegged the second best player in the world.
So
nutmegged him.
So I think
and then hit the floater. Get out of here! Come on.
So
now.
I figured it out.
It's fine. I figured out that you.
I'm gonna tell you why.
You will do whatever you wanted to discredit Trae Young. It's okay.
I figured it out. You want to go on NBA.com? I think this is PTSD from the 73 points
talking about the All-Star
that
game.
Luka Doncic dropped on the Atlanta Hawks
We're talking
in
about
the Hawks Stadium.
And you want to talk about.
And then we talked about defense. You're right. Hawks don't play defense.
And then
that is why he scored 73 points.
About playing time. How many more minutes did Luka get? And he scored
I'm not sure.
2 more points because nobody was playing any defense. Get out of here.
This is just PTSD. It's all right, bro. It's all right.
Just pull one highlight. Just show me one highlight.
I do. It's called 73. It was Hawk hunting season.
In the All-Star game. In the All-Star game.
You just shot the Hawks down.
When the lights were on and everybody was amongst their peers.
Yep.
He could not pull out one single highlight play. Boy wonder, boy magic. Couldn't get any highlight plays. But it's okay.
Congratulations, Trey.
I heard the hate loud and clear in the room.
Trey.
It was cute.
And once again, you were still less than Luka because they had to give you a convenient reserve spot to come in. You couldn't start like Luka. It's all right.
And he still but he still did more than Luka.
Did he?
That's crazy.
I don't know about that.
I
73
do know
is
about
not
that.
73 is greater than whatever y'all did.
You gonna miss a bunny. You're an NBA player.
How you gonna let a guy come into your stadium and score 73 in your house? That's disrespectful. That's just terrible.
You're talking about other things that have nothing to do with the All-Star game.
I do because now we're going Luka Trey.
But you're not. You
took this whole conversation to Luka Trey, bro.
Bayless right now. You're going and talking about things that have nothing to do with the All-Star game. I'm just talking about tonight.
Listen, Chico Suave.
Oh, I just got the Chico reference.
Yes.
Oh,
get it?
My God.
You get it?
Wow.
Get it?
But it sounds worse than... It sounds way worse.
Everybody has their inside jokes with their friends. We got our inside jokes. Chico Suave.
Oh, so when my peoples get a hold of that, they're going to laugh.
So.
They're going to laugh.
Yeah, that's why.
Funny.
That's why. So now you know where I was coming from,
no,
right? Yeah.
It just clicked. I don't know why.
I was like, he's not getting it.
I did not.
He's gonna get it though. He's gonna hit him.
I'm clearly, it was all that lack of defense tonight that had me. It was that and the Indian food got me just tired.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. You don't be Hak Bayless. That's cool.
Listen, at the end of the day, you ask anybody, who would you start your franchise with? And the answer is easy. But again, All-Star Game, congratulations, Trey, on your one highlight. Congratulations.
One more than Luka.
And still scored less than him.
And he's still going to get just as far in the playoffs.
At the end of the day, the point is that what I realized watching this All-Star Game was that I don't know if I'm going to watch anymore.
Terrible.
I don't know if I'm going to watch anymore.
No,
because I'm just tired of this nonsense.
No, I mean, what I learned was they need to go back to the previous format. You win the quarters. And then you go back to the plus 24.
Right.
And make it competitive. Or what the NBA could be real radical and do is judge your performance. And if you don't play defense in the previous year, you're ineligible for next year.
Oh man. But the owners won't like that. Because they don't want to risk injury for a game that really means nothing.
But they gotta play some defense.
Agreed.
So have like a panel of the judges, not the dunk contest judges, but some other different judges that actually know what they're doing. But that's a real radical idea. But how do you fix it? I mean, everybody when we were watching and I was scrolling through on Twitter, people were legitimately like, I don't know how do we fix this?
No, they did fix it. It was fixed, but broke it again.
And then they broke it again.
And I think they broke it because that whole area of they're playing so hard for a game that really means nothing. We don't want to risk injury. However, that in memory was the greatest All-Star game.
But in recent memory, how many people have gotten hurt?
Correct.
That has been season ending.
Correct.
In an All-Star game.
And if you have a very high performing All-Star game, the fans will be more tuned in.
Right.
You'll get more revenue.
Even if they didn't play like Game 7 level defense, but if they just played a little bit of defense.
Yeah, just a little. Regular NBA defense.
Just regular.
And if we talk about that, that's defense, weak.
But protect yourself while you're doing it.
Correct.
Regular defense. Don't go in anything, don't do anything crazy.
Right. No flagrants, no none of that. Right.
But just regular defense.
Correct. That's all we ask for. That's all we ask for.
You're not putting up 200. 200 in a game, like
that's just
There's nothing to be proud of for that.
So I think we were actually expecting in the fourth quarter that they'll lock it up and take some pride into this, and it was terrible.
It was
terrible. Which is why I've come to the conclusion where I very high chance I may not watch. If the same setup applies, the same rules apply, I might just tune out. And that's minus one fan or two fans.
We're gonna watch next year.
No,
but
I can't watch this monstrosity again.
They gotta fix. I think that there's gonna be enough outrage after this.
I hope
what
so.
we just watched, because if you score 211 points,
yes, it's
in
terrible.
A fourth quarter exhibition game, like there's just no
right. Like, what are we watching here? I might as well watch the circus.
Right,
it's more entertaining.
I mean, it was entertaining watching some of the shots. And that's fine. So if that's what we're going to do, then let's just have shooting competition.
Let's have an extended 3-point contest.
Let's do some one-on-ones or something.
So do you remember back in the day they used to do one-on-ones, like Dr. J versus I think Kareem?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would love to see that.
Right.
That'd be amazing.
Remember when they did that horse competition?
Yes.
And they had Rajon Rondo, Joe Johnson, and KD.
Yes.
And Rajon came back, was hitting a bunch of threes. Like, it was crazy.
Yep.
Hey, just do something fun. Do a king of the court or something.
Do something competitive is what we're saying. Just figure
anything.
Because what we saw today was, I'm sorry.
Because people get competitive for the 3-point.
Yes, of course.
Even the skills, they were getting a little competitive.
Of course.
But this?
Does Steph want to lose Sabrina? No. He turned it up.
Yeah, this was embarrassing.
Yeah, this is why, if you think about it, -1, -2 fans watching it times 100,000 households, right? You're losing. Yeah. So
they got to figure it out.
So, sir, that's all I got for the All-Star game. The theme was botched and disappointment. Hashtag both of those. That's
hashtag lack of defense.
Yeah. So stuff like that. Hopefully they can fix it. Otherwise, I don't know if
It was like the exact opposite of the Super Bowl.
Correct.
Where the Super Bowl was a lot of defense. But again, we're not in the NBA finals. It's not apples to apples.
True.
You got it.
Yeah.
Don't come for me. I understand. But I'm just saying when we got all that excitement.
Yes.
And then we got this and it was like,
yeah, what do we just dedicate our time to watch this?
Yeah.
No.
It was a little waste of a time.
Yeah. So with that, that's all I got.
All right.
You good?
Till next time.
Till next time. Remember to like, subscribe, share.
We're supposed to do that in the front end. We're messing up.
No. We
We're
actually,
messing up.
No. We didn't though. We actually got instructions from our producer.
But we're terrible at following instructions.
We are, and we apologize to our producer. We'll do better.
We will do better.
But we will also do what our producer said and follow through with that. So we didn't forget. But again, remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Please help us reach our stretch goal. Right,
yep.
We're entering halfway into February.
Yep.
We got till April. Or the end of March, maybe?
End of March, yeah.
End of March, so we're close. We're a little more than halfway there.
We got ways to go.
But I think we're 50 plus.
Yeah, we need to pick it up.
We do.
We got to pick up our shorts this week.
We do. So we appreciate those that are with us and continue to stay with us. And to go tell a friend. Tell a friend, share it, all that good stuff. Until next time.
Think positive.
Think RBA. Chico.
Peace.